Hey, Conor here at Neversink Farm, and it's springtime in the family garden. We just finished planting. It's mid-June, and you were with me when we put in the peas and green beans, pumpkins over there, and it's just starting to come to life. You know, the seedlings are doubling in size. They're looking healthy. It's looking great all around. You know, this is the time before big problems. The peas are doing really, really nicely. And I'm gonna give you a tour of the whole garden, and we're gonna just, walk through and see what's happening this year. And the peas, you were with me when we planted. I think we zipped them in with the trench, and we're just starting to see peas. I haven't come out and strung them, but I'm gonna string them and put them against the trellis, and I'll do that this week probably. Here we have broccoli. That's going to be a few weeks away, but love broccoli. Kids love broccoli. And we grow it in a single row just to get nice big heads in the family garden. You know, not something we do at the farm. And then one thing we do in the family vegetable garden is we grow a lot of flowers. These are all flowers here, and there's going to be more flowers as we go through the garden. It just looks beautiful, brings in beneficial insects. It's just a joy to have them. And since my wife Kate is a flower guru, we might as well have them in here. Here we have the first batch of radish, and they're ready to harvest, and they're going to be harvested soon, I'm sure. You can see how beautiful they are. They're ready to go. French breakfast. It was a wet spring, and they kind of like that, so they don't get pithy, right? So they're solid inside. I thought I had cherries in here, but I think it's mostly French breakfast. Yeah, these are perfect. All right, and you break them solid. No, they're so good. Here we have carrots. This is actually my second seeding of carrots. The first one wasn't that great, and I'm not sure why. I have no idea. Sometimes you just don't know. But the germination on this one is perfect. They're looking great. And so we should have carrots in 7 or 8 weeks. I keep going with my favorite celeriac, which, oh my God, it takes so long before you can get it into the ground. But it's doing great, and we're not going to be eating it until the fall, but one of my favorite vegetables. Here, these are all flowers, all the way down here. They're going to look amazing. And you see how we just mix it in, so it's not just all flowers in one place. We have our weekly lettuce that's going on. So we have a batch there, a batch here. I'm going to put in another batch. The herbs, it's all been replanted. This is seeded, and this is seeded, which is the dill and the cilantro. The parsley was from transplants, as well as the thyme. And if you remember, this is from last year. Cut it down to the ground completely, and it came back beautifully. And just wonderfully. With the rest of the herbs. And here, we just decided to interplant it. We put peppers, some hot peppers here that take a long time to grow, and they're going to bush out. But until then, put some flowers here, which these are flowers that are beneficial to the plant. They help repel the bad insects and attract the good ones. So hopefully they're going to protect the peppers. These are Riz over here, because these are your peppers, right?
Of course.
He likes hot peppers. You like hot peppers, right?
Of course.
Taco salads.
Of course.
Of course, yes. Then we have the new addition to the garden, and that's these 6 long rows for things that we want a lot of, or take up a lot of space, or go into storage. So one of those things is cabbage, right? We love cabbage and we store that all winter. So that entire row is all cabbage, right? Both green cabbage and red cabbage. And then this is all onions for storage. We have shallots, yellow storage onions, and then leeks at the end. It's just a whole row of nice storage stuff. Then we have our chard in here and our kale. Flea beetles were bad this year, but you know, this is just one thing. You know, this happens. You know, these are, you know, a flea beetle attack, and it's perfectly fine. It's not going to kill the plant. All we do is wait until that initial spring season passes. You take off the bad leaves. Good leaves are going to shoot up. No worries. It's all fine. It's the reason we put out much larger starts. So we put these into a 4-inch pot, right? So that we can plant them in the spring. And the flea beetles are not going to kill it. I'm not going to spray them or cover them. And they're going to be perfectly fine. It's not something you need to worry about. It's all good.
Flea beetle.
And here we're doing a whole row of artichokes. You guys haven't eaten a lot of artichokes, right?
Of course not.
And this is brand new. And there's a whole nother video on this, which is the trellis, you know, training fruit. And this is apples and pears, which we're going to train along this trellis. And I won't go into too much detail because there's another video on us of me doing it along with River was very helpful. And we're going to see how this progresses over the season and over the years. We just really wanted a backdrop to the garden, and obviously we wanted pears and apples. Now in the tunnel, it's a little bit like last year. We're doing basil, we got celery, tomatoes, and peppers, but we're adding in eggplant. We have 2 types of eggplant. We have the Orient Express, which is just a long, oh, they're so good. You know, they're the long, skinny ones. Easier to cook, sweeter, more tender. And these are getting hit by flea beetles too, but they're going to be fine. What you want to make sure you get off is these terrible guys, which are the potato beetles, right? You want to kill those. You see any of those? Yeah, you got some.
I also got another.
So what you want to do is just crush them. Yuck. Okay. And then also if there's any larvae, the rat, these guys, you see those eggs there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to get rid of those.
How?
Those are gross.
How about this? Like,
they're gonna hatch and then they're gonna start eating the plant.
this potato?
Yeah. So if you see any eggs under the leaves, those orange eggs,
I don't see any.
get rid of them.
Papa, this one's flowering.
Because it's a lot easier to kill the eggs than it is to go and start looking for all of the little bugs.
Flower.
Okay, and then we're coming through here, and then we have the pumpkin, which has taken off, and it's going to have to be...
They're my pumpkins.
What's that?
They're my pumpkins.
I know they're your pumpkins,
Papa.
but you're going to share, right?
Yeah, of course. They can't make. I don't want to make a pie. I want to make a.
Yeah, and we're going to have to tie them up. Well, I'm going to get back to stringing these. So the pumpkins are looking good. They're going crazy, and I'm going to have to get to it and get them strung up. But look, really thank you for joining me on the tour. Things are looking great. There's always, you know, a few little problems, but that's part of the fun. That's part of gardening. So who cares, right? All right, so why don't you take a look around, and I'm going to get these few little tasks done that I found while walking around. And thanks for watching. Until next time.